right, you may have heard of Miss Rachel, and I know y'all are getting tired of those Coco Melon songs. So why don't you turn to the Taylor D YouTube Kids channel, here to tell us more about all the amazing things that she's doing in the realm of education and how parents can get involved this holiday season is Dr. Taylor D. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Billy. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations on everything you're doing to keep our young minds still having fun with being educated at the same time. So I want to start off talking about your background, though.
Yeah.
You have all the credentials that one needs to be able to teach our youth. Tell us how you got into education.
Yeah, so I, as a young child, I always wanted to be a singer and a teacher. Those are the two things I said when I was growing up. And so went to college, became an elementary teacher, and then from that, I really always wanted to infuse my other gifts. So I started writing kids' books, writing kids' music, and just tapping into those things alongside education.
That's really good. And so you taught in the classroom for how many years?
I taught in the classroom for 5 years.
Wow. And what grade?
I taught second, third, and fourth grade.
Second, third, and fourth. Ooh,
yes.
You had the precious babies.
Yes.
And so I can only imagine when you're teaching that young age, you got to find some unique and entertaining ways to keep them engaged.
Absolutely, yeah. So what really worked for me was music, to be honest. Again, like growing up singing all the time. When my first year teaching, I had a group of students that could not read or just had a lot of reading challenges. And so where I found success with those students was putting the standards into music, and that kind of led me on this path.
Oh, okay. And so you're one of those teachers that find like the hot songs and make your own educational spin
on top of the dancing. That's me.
Yes, and you were doing that, I would say, way before it became like the whole TikTok trend that we're seeing now. Maybe you were the creator of that.
So.
The god mom of creating those fun educational videos. And so I understand at one point you left the classroom and you kind of transitioned into another realm of education. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so like I said, I was an elementary teacher, and from that I started writing kids books, writing kids music. So that led me on a content creator kind of journey. And then even through that, I started to promote music, movement, and literacy. And I needed like a classroom to do that, but I wanted to serve multiple students. So I actually converted a school bus, and then I was like the new school magic school bus lady, going around teaching kids music, movement, and literacy. Did that for a few years, and recently transitioned to a brick and mortar preschool and after school program.
That's really good. That's really good. So tell us about your YouTube channel.
Absolutely. So started it in 2018, and just my YouTube channel is for students 6 months all the way to 12 years old. So really that preschool, elementary age, and it's just content teaching them pretty much all the things they need to know, all the educational things. Again, being a classroom teacher, there was oftentimes I was seeking the internet for resources to kind of reinforce what I was teaching in the classroom. And so I would search up something and it wasn't there, so I decided to create that song and create that for the students.
I think that's amazing because you're finding a way to reach out to people beyond the Carolinas. And I'm pretty sure the feedback you get is amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. You know, I always said I wanted to expand my classroom when I left, not knowing that that would mean literally globally. You know, you can see when you look into your YouTube analytics, like who's watching your stuff, right? And you see kids in Switzerland and kids in, you know, all across the world. And it's just really powerful to be able to sit in their living room or on their tablet or on their parents' phone, wherever, and just teach them something. It's really cool.
And speaking of teaching the kids something, of course, the holidays are here. Many districts are already on break, probably watching us at home right now, or really heading into break after this week. What are some ways that parents can keep their young kids engaged and not just cut them off cold turkey because of the holiday break, but also doing it in a fun way?
Right, yeah. I think honestly parents just need to understand that learning is definitely within context, right? So in everything that parents are already naturally doing, going to the store, communicating, what their emotional intelligence is, how they're problem solving on certain things, learning is already infused in all of that. Children are already watching, they're sponges, they're soaking up and watching everything their parents do. So just being mindful and being intentional about, you know, what you're doing and teaching your kids those things is pretty much already natural learning within those things.
And then also, of course, turning to your YouTube channel, especially for the youngins. Some of those subjects, you touched on it a little bit, but some of those subjects that you have in those songs, tell us about that.
Yep, so it covers a lot of reading. That's pretty much a lot of my content. There's some math content as well, a lot of writing content. Again, those literacy concepts that sometimes kids struggle to get just with natural teaching, adding that spin to it to make it more fun through music. A lot of my content surrounds that.
That's good. I want to talk about your your latest book. I'm going to pull it up here. You just released this over the summer. It's called Preschool Graduation. Tell us about this.
Absolutely. So with owning a preschool and an after-school program, I found that graduation is a new concept for, young small children. And so, again, searching up the book that I could not find, I decided to write one to expose to children what graduation is and just help them to know that that can be their first milestone in school.
Yes. And so it takes you through that journey of graduating. Where do you get the inspiration from? Obviously, I mean, you worked with young kids, but to just find these compelling ways to keep students engaged in just all different forms, from YouTube to being inside of the classroom and now to even multiple books.
Yeah, so it really just comes from just having a passion for it, right? As cliche as that is, I think that we all have something, good work to do while we're here. And I think that working with children and working in education and being a creative in education is really my lane. And so just stepping into that and really hopefully being an inspiration to small children, but also other educators.
Yeah, and I like that because the forward in your book, it says discovery starts here, destiny awaits. And that's really inspiration, like you said, not only for the children, but for the adults reading it as well.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the adults, you also help people fulfill their dreams of becoming entrepreneurs as well. Tell us more about that.
Yep. So I have an agency called Right Now Education, and ultimately through all of my ventures, what I find the most love for is helping other educators who also want to start whatever it is they want to start. My thing was teaching and music and, teaching and being a creative in education. But I meet a lot of people who say, I like to bake. I want to start a side baking company. How do I go about that? How do I start my LLC? These things. So I had a lot of opportunities in doing that. And so I formally turned it into a consulting agency where I work with a lot of clients now, mostly all educators, on monetizing whatever their gifts are.
Yeah, that's amazing, Taylor. How do you find the time to do this?
So, I'm really blessed, like I said, to have the preschool and the after school program. So that kind of runs itself with the staff that I have there. And then it just leaves me with a lot of free time to do the things that I ultimately love. So I'm just very thankful.
What is next for Dr. Taylor D? If you can even fit anything else onto your plate.
Right. Well, I think in 2024, I'm going to be doing a lot of getting back in the schools. Of course, with COVID, I was not able to be present and speaking and, really being in front of large crowds of children. 2024, I really want to get back to that and get back to some on-site school experiences where I can talk to crowds of children and really inspire creativity.
That's really good. As you know, I have 3 youngins myself.
Yes, they're so beautiful.
Yes, thank you. Any advice for the parents that have siblings that are close in age of some fun ways to keep them engaged this holiday break?
Yeah, I would say just cultivate their gifts. And what I mean by that is whatever they're already into. I know your girls like to sing and dance and, promoting that, being their cheerleader, letting them know that, they can be confident and they can be bold and just really reaffirming the things that they're already into. That's the most powerful way that you can show it for your children.
That is amazing. How can people stay connected with you, Dr. Taylor?
So definitely drtaylord.com is my website. And then, of course, Taylor D Kids TV is my kids' YouTube channel. So go there, check out the stuff, subscribe, and let's stay connected.
Yeah, that's really good. I've been trying to tell people, I know you are sick of hearing those Coco Melon songs. It's becoming like white noise. So, hey, Dr. Taylor D, she has one of those YouTube channels. I've listened to a few songs. You adults, catch yourself around the office singing yourself. Like, wait, I have kids. All right, all her information is right there. Once again, thank you, Dr. Taylor D, for coming on Soda City Live. We look forward to you coming back, and maybe the next time you can bring some kiddos and we can see a Dr. Taylor D experience.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Billie Jean.
No problem. We're going to have much more coming up on Soda City Live. Auntie Karen is joining us after the break.